Broadcasting from Classic Cigar Lounge in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it's Smoking Sounds, the ultimate podcast for cigar and pipe enthusiasts and those looking to embark on a journey where smoke intertwines with sound. What's up, everybody? I'm Sean, one of the hosts of Smoking Sounds, and joining me is a man who needs no introduction. He just came off another trip around the sun with Mr. Jay Furman. It's Justin. What's up, brother?
Hello. It is so good to be with you, everybody. We apologize for the technical difficulties from last time, but we overcame, and we are here and couldn't be more excited. So let me just paint the scene for you. So we are at Classic. We are in what's called the pit, and the pit is at the far end of the bar there. You buy the cigars, you come in the bar here, order a drink, and you can come down to the pit. They got the flat screens going, and honestly, it's rather kind of dark and ambient. They're trying to set the mood for that good cigar, and so that's where we are here on this Friday, Of course, it's been a tough week for everybody with the loss of Ozzy Osbourne and with the loss of Hulk Hogan. We will address more that as time comes on, and also if you guys saw on Facebook, also we lost the lead singer of Golden Earring. And we lost Chuck Mangione. Guys, if you need to know his song, it's called "Feels So Good." It hit number 5 in like '76. For you yacht rockers, that's for
right.
You yacht rockers. There you go.
Yacht rocking beats. But hey, without further ado, Justin, this is our 50th episode.
Yay!
And what a better way to celebrate Smoking Sounds, but with the man, the myth,
the legend,
Mr. Tony Barrios from Stallone Cigars.
Hello.
Tony, what's up, brother?
Hello, Tony.
What's up, brothers? How are you guys?
Hey, we're doing great. So this episode is going to be Concert Smoke 2. Guys, listen, Tony from Stallone Cigars makes some of the finest cigars in the world, but what many of you may not know, he's also seen tons and tons of concerts. If you guys remember our first Concert Smoke, if you remember, we had the Hot 80s Blonde, and we had Sean bragging about all the concerts they went to and all that. Well, we have tracked down Tony. Tony is going to beat them both with one hand behind his back. He's going to take them both down and throw them out of the cage and claim that concert title. So that's what mainly we're going to talk about today.
And yes, and so we are celebrating our 50th episode. I almost said anniversary. Our 50th episode here with Mr. Tony, and it's just kind of fortunate enough that we actually got to meet and hang out with Tony here at Classic Cigars back in February. And Tony, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of let the cat out of the bag. We've been kind of talking about the cigars we've smoked this year so far in 2025, and my top 2 cigars that I've had in 2025, I'm going to tell you. One is the new Crowned Heads Broadway. This is like 1.5, let's say, because they're pretty much tied. And the Bucephalus from Stallone Cigars is a wonderful cigar.
Oh, thank you. I'm very proud you liked it.
And so that's the latest in the Stallone line, right? Is the Bucephalus?
Yeah.
Okay, and so as of late, I've tried the Alazan Corojo, and I think that was my first Corojo, Tony, and it was, I tell you what, I've smoked the Bucephalus, and I'm getting ready to smoke your broadleaf, your broadleaf here, and
the second broadleaf, yes.
Yeah, and so. Again, what I can't emphasize enough, it started with the Bucephalus, but your cigars are so rich and complex that I think a lot of pipe smokers could come in and find a lot that's familiar to them. I mean, these aren't pipe tobacco cigars, but there's that kind of layered flavors and complexity of flavors that honestly isn't in a lot of other cigars. I've just been very excited. The Corojo was very good, very I would say medium, a very solid medium in flavor. But that Bucephalus is just fantastic. I really, in fact, they're sold out again here with those. Usually when I come in to Classic, I get whatever I'm going to get plus a Bucephalus because it is has that Oriental tobacco and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very glad you like them and you enjoy them. Those cigars were done with a lot of patience, passion, and a lot of time. It was very, very hard to get a little North Macedonian tobacco for that blend, and then age them properly, and finally come with that very limited product that I'm very happy that all across the U.S. The people I have the same feeling. I'm very, very happy that people liked it.
Yeah, and so we had a gentleman on with us. His name is Jay Furman. He's up in New York, and him and Bo, they do a podcast called Pipe and Tamper, and they're primarily they talk about pipes and pipe tobaccos. But as a thank you for being on with us, I sent him one of your Bucephalus, and Jay called me, funny enough, on our way here, and I told him we were coming to record with you, and he said, "Please tell Tony that his Stallone cigars blew me out of the water." So much so that Jay is typically, he orders a lot online and has them shipped to the house. But the Stallones impressed him so much, he couldn't wait for them to be shipped. He had to go to a local brick and mortar up in New York and pick up more Stallone cigars. He said, "Please tell Tony he makes some fantastic cigars." And we hear that all the time, brother. You just make such a fantastic cigar. And as great as your cigars are, man, you're just... I'm telling you, one of the highlights of my life was hanging out with you here at Classic Cigars. I felt like an instant connection with you, and I just felt like we've been friends for 100 years. I hope you felt the same way.
Thank you so much. And I give a special thank to my friend Jeff at Classics, that he trusted me from day one. I mean, we've known each other since I really started in the U.S., and he tried my cigars and he liked them. That's the way our cigars made all the way to Classics. And since day one, he has been a great supporter because, he has built that community introducing the cigar to the people. And, I'm very grateful with Jeff, and then after the business relationship, we become real, close friends,
Yeah.
He likes rock. I like rock. He comes to Fort Worth sometimes to see some concerts. We always in touch. It's a wonderful person. And he is very knowledgeable, and he's got customers to the right cigar, no matter what. If that cigar is expensive or cheap, or he don't have any kind of attachment to a particular brand. When he recommends a cigar, he recommends what he thinks the customers really think. So that's very important in a cigar store.
Yes, absolutely.
And he has just been elected to the board of the PCA. How cool is that?
Yes. I'm very happy and very proud of him because he told me he was, been elected. And that's definitely is going to enrich that society, because he's a true guy from top to bottom. I mean, his opinions are not going to be managed by no one else. And he has, a lot of years of experience dealing with customers, so he knows the industry in the sales side so well and very objective,
Yes, and I want to go ahead and ask you now, Tony, because me and Justin were fortunate enough to be PCA certified for Smoke and Sound, so we will be at New Orleans. Is it going to be okay if we hang out at the Stallone booth a little bit down there at the next PCA?
Of course. Please. Like I told you guys, everywhere we are, it's your home. And anybody watching it that enjoy those cigars and like us, wherever we are, you can stop by. You can have a cigar with us. You can have a little espresso. We can have a good, conversation. I enjoy too much, gathering with good people like you guys.
Well, thank you so much for saying that, and we are definitely going to take you up on that.
Oh, definitely.
We're going to be hanging out at the Stallone booth, smoking all of the Bucephaloses, and hopefully we might even have some pipe tobacco by then.
Yeah,
have you given any more thought to that?
Yeah, the pipe tobacco is aging really, really good. I think it's going to need a little more time to put it, then pack it and ship it. So I'm going to try it again in my next trip to Nicaragua and see where we at. The last time I tried it was aging so beautiful and perfect, but I think it need a little more time because I want them, to be something special when I release them, and and the people feel like ready, open the can and ready to smoke.
Right.
I mean, not something that they have to buy the can and then age it for a few years. I don't like the customer, doing that because there's money sitting there.
Right. Exactly. So Tony, I had a kind of a newbie question for the Stallone cigars. I noticed the Alizon and this broadleaf had. So when I open them up, there's like this little cedar paper in there, at toward the foot. It's like a little. Now, can you use that? Can you light that like with your torch and use it like a cedar fillet?
Yeah, that's a good question because we're getting to a point right now, right? The cedar sleeve is mainly to protect the wrapper, in the very first third of the wrapper, mainly, right? So it protects a little bit the wrapper, from the traveling when we ship the boxes. Maybe some boxes are a little shaking, or bumping here and there, so that helps to protect the wrapper. Anyways, the cigars are well packed in the box. They don't really need that extra protection. But for me, let's say the second good thing is they a little cedar flavorish to the wrapper. The only downside that's a point because I'm thinking ahead of taking those cedar sleeves out of them is because they can consume a lot of humidity from the cigar.
Oh.
So if the cigar is properly humidified, you have no problem. But let's say, the cigar is in the box, somebody buy a box and just store the box like that, the cigars can get a little dry because the wood always absorbs, humidity,
Right.
It's like a wooden humidor. You have to take care of the wood humidity a lot to be able to get the humidity to a cigar. So thinking ahead, I might get rid of this the cedar band sleeve in near future.
Okay.
See,
And you know what? I've been talking to many people in the industries, and once I talked to a gentleman that was around, years old. He was professional master roller in Cuba, and I shared some cigars with him, and he opened the cedar sleeve and say, "Hey, why are you using cedar sleeve in your cigars?" And I talked, about one of the reasons was the presentation and this and that, and say, you don't need no presentation extra because you have beautiful wrappers in there.
Yes.
So in Cuba, when we use a tubo, the aluminum pipe, to put the cigars or cedar sleeve, is to cover imperfections.
Oh wow!
It's not the case here. So he took it like, he opened like 3-4 cigars and said, the wrapper is beautiful. Why are you hiding the wrapper? But it was different because that gentleman was very, very knowledgeable about cigars. So when he sees a cigar, he sees a wrapper. He knows everything there. But it's not the case for the regular smoker.
Right.
So I tried to explain them, and then he told me where. Well, you have to educate the people to appreciate the quality of your wrappers. It's a little hard, It's hard to argue with an 80-year-old man that really knows a lot,
Yeah. Definitely.
And I'm not going to argue. I didn't argue with him at all,
No.
because I just was like a sponge, trying to take as much as I
Right.
could.
Oh yeah.
And the other thing I noticed too, particularly with this broadleaf, and we can talk a little bit about the flavor and stuff, but usually with this kind of flavor profile, that I'm used to the wrapper being more oily, and this isn't. It's not like dry and brittle, but a lot of times I get this kind of a deep, dark flavor. I expect a lot of oil, on my fingers, from the cigar, and this is just perfect. And so just congratulations on that too.
Thank you so much.
Not
Thank
that I
you so
mind the
much.
oil so much, but you know what I'm saying. But this way, because usually like on the deep dark Maduros, sometimes it comes off on your fingers and stuff, and this doesn't. And I'm just loving it.
And I've got to thank you, Tony, for starting my addiction to hats with horses on them. Every time I see a hat with a horse on it, I think of the Stallone ponies, and so I got to buy it.
Thank you. And going a little bit back what my friend says about the wrappers, sometimes, there's little tricky things about the wrappers, right? Not every wrapper that looks like very shiny is because they have lots of oil. And that's a thing that I've been hearing in a lot of different, cigar shows across, and even, some cigar guy mentioned it, some wrappers that look shiny, they do carry a lot of oils. But I'm going to put you an example of a wrapper that is not shiny at all. It looks like a sandpaper, and that wrapper has a lot of oils, which is the Maduro San Andres wrapper.
Yep.
When you see a Maduro San Andres wrapper, you don't see a shiny thing nowhere. You see like a very rustic surface, like kind of paper sand, but in that rustic surface, that uneven, tiny things that touch, those are pocket of oils.
Huh.
So
Okay.
every DNA of every plant is different, right? So how a different seed contains the oil and expose the oil to the side is different from another kind of seed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So not because a cigar is very shiny, always that means that has a lot of oils.
Excellent.
And,
That's good to
there's
know.
a lot of tricks behind the scenes to make a cigar very shiny, which is not appropriate. I don't do that.
Yeah.
If you see a wrapper of mine that is shiny, it's because it's true. The wrapper is true shining. But I have some wrappers that are not as shiny as the other ones, and they pack a lot of oils in it. So it's not the oils in the leaf. Is not exactly a mathematical relationship as shiny as you watch them.
Right. Excellent.
Yeah.
That is good. All right. So now we need to jump. I know. I mean, we could. I mean, I could talk cigars with you for the next 3 hours, but I want to talk. So we were talking as we were coming on, as we are getting everything hooked up. You have seen a ton of concerts in your day, and we started with your very first one, Guns N' Roses. And,
yes, sir.
And so now, approximately, you don't have to give your age, but approximately what year was that? Was that 87, 88?
No. It was back 92, 93. I don't remember good. I was like 13, around 13.
So let me ask you: was that in the Dallas-Fort Worth area by chance?
Sorry, what did you say?
That the Guns N' Roses concert, was that in Dallas, the Fort Worth area?
No. I was living in Venezuela back then.
Okay. Because in 92 or 93, I was a little bit younger, but we went to the Guns N' Roses Metallica concert down there, and that was a great show down there.
Yeah, like I told you, I don't remember exactly what year exactly was it, but they went to an international tour. And they did a great concert in Caracas, Venezuela, where I went with my old friends. I listen rock with them since I was 7. Like I was talking to you before, guys, and we went to that concert, and I was blown away. I never been in a concert, and I listened a lot to Guns N' Roses when I was a kid, and that was like a breakthrough moment, for me, like
Oh, I bet.
something that I cannot forget, never, that
Right.
first experience, of first concert and watching the band one of the
Mm-hmm.
bands that I listened most, it was, like, wow, and
Exactly.
we got an arena and we fight for the position as close as the main stage, it was kind of impossible because that arena was very wild, a lot of people,
Oh, I
fighting to
bet.
get, up in front but, we enjoy it. I enjoy it. I can have, I have all the kind of remember in my head really clear.
Excellent. So who'd you see after that?
Uh, I don't remember my second concert, to be honest.
Oh, well,
Exactly
who
the
comes to
day.
mind? Oh, yeah,
I've been,
because
I've been
you've seen so
to,
many.
yeah, I've been to concert, since first time. Then was a never stop going, every year, lots of concert. Even I travel outside when I was living in Venezuela. I used to travel for, tours of concerts in Europe, in here in the U.S., everywhere, all over. I saw, many bands live, mainly rock and as you guys know, I love country music as well. More like kind of little modern country, not like like for example, I'm a fan of Jason Aldean. Is kind
Yeah.
of my number one.
Yeah, Jason Aldean, right on. So,
Bradley Gilbert is kind of rock and roll country guy.
yeah, Brantley,
I
yeah.
love that kind of music. From the traditional, I also like Luke Bryan, all those kind of, style. And from the old guys, Alan Jackson is kind of classical for me, because it's my horse world,
Yeah.
Alan Jackson
Seeing
and all those.
So you've seen all
Yeah,
those guys. You've seen Alan Jackson. You've seen
yeah,
Jason
yeah.
Aldean.
Toby Keith
You've seen
before
Toby
passing
Keith.
away.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
list some of the other rock bands that you've seen in no particular order, just because again, list
Okay,
guys.
I mean,
He's seen all these guys in concert. He's going to blow Sean and Hot 80s Blown Away right here. Here we go.
yeah. I mean, obviously, I've seen Metallica like 10 times
wow.
in
Wow.
different part of the world. I've seen, uh, Dream Theater, one of my favorite bands.
Yes.
I've seen them, like 5 or 6 times at least. Iron Maiden is my favorite band. I've seen them like over 12, 14 times across the
Wow.
world.
Wow, man.
Uh, I've seen, many bands, even the old band, Def Leppard, I've seen them like 20 times so far.
Is that right?
Um,
Dang, man. Man.
Disturb in that modern rock, I love seeing Disturb like 3 or 4 times. Uh, and too many bands, great bands that I got the honor to see Aussie, an Aussie Fest long time ago here in the U.S. And I saw all the bands there that were, excellent. What I never got to see was Skid Row,
Oh.
and I really wanted to see them because that's one of the bands that I listened more with when I was a kid, in my 7, 8 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
But White Lion also, I never saw them, but I used to listen a lot to White Lion, and yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying concerts too much, and I've been knowing actually in some concerts, I discovered new bands. They were starting by then, doing the previous presentation for the big main guys, and then they turned out to be great bands, like
Yeah,
Disturbed,
gotcha.
for example. When I saw Disturbed the first time, opening for I don't remember what's Metallica or somebody,
Wow.
like that. That's
So,
it.
and then let me ask you, because we have a love for hair bands on the Smoking Sounds. So, did you ever see Whitesnake?
Yeah, I saw White Snake in Belgium.
Wow, I bet that. So, did you ever see? Because I mean, you just seen so many. We got to kind of hit them, like otherwise, because I'm sure. So you saw Whitesnake. Now, did you ever see? Did you ever see Van Halen or Van Hagar?
Yeah. I mean, the word, Eddie was kind of my god.
Yeah.
He is my god. It's still my god of guitar.
Do you
I
play
like
guitar?
to play guitar, and Eddie was like, it's one of my tops. Eddie, Joe Satriani, and then Zach Wild is in my heart because the kind of guy he is and the talent that he has, obviously is very, very different from Eddie and from Joe Satriani, but in his own style, I think he defined exactly the kind of music or the style I would love to play.
Gotcha.
Now I've got to ask you, Tony. Have you seen? Because I have a great love for Zach Wild too, and don't be surprised if me and Justin don't show up down there in December to go see Zach Sabbath with you in Fort Worth. But have you seen? So he's with Pantera right now, and but have you seen? He puts on an Ultimate Warrior mask before the show, and he has those two action figures, and he walks out in the crowd and stuff. But here recently, since Ozzy unfortunately has passed, he's been walking out with an Ozzy doll in a wrestling figure. And Zach just seems like just such a down-to-earth guy. And everybody that I've talked to that has seen him and met him has just said, man, he is just, you wouldn't know I got the pleasure of meeting him in probably 93 with Pride and Joy here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Pride and Glory.
Pride and Glory.
Yeah.
So
I have the pleasure to meet him in a meet and greet. And then after that, down the road, I have the pleasure to meet him, backstage. I was, with a friend of mine that he organized concerts, and he know that I've been always being a Zach fan, and he say, no, wait for a friend that's coming. Then when he showed up, I was like, whoa, blown away, And, he's a down-to-earth guy, like very, very humble. I mean, I never met in my life a rock star that was as humble as him. I mean, mostly of rock stars, they're not humble at all. Some of them are like, we're better than that guy. That guy sucks and this guy sucks.
Yeah.
So, but this guy is like talking to somebody really, really special. Definitely, he's like I call an old soul. A very evolved person.
I believe it. I totally believe that, given his music and what I've seen of him. So now in the 90s, did you ever see some of the like the Seattle stuff like Nirvana or Soundgarden or Pearl Jam?
Yeah.
Wow.
All three of them?
I saw Pearl Jam in a festival, and another festival I saw Nirvana with I remember the other band, but yeah, I saw them, and it was insane. Nirvana I was around my like 13, 12 years old when they kick off like really hard into the radio and everywhere. And then I think I got to see them, few years after that before Kurt passed away.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I got to see them in Oklahoma City with on the Heart Shaped Box tour with the Breeders. That's how long ago that was. But before Justin, I got to ask you one more thing because I don't want to forget to ask this. I had the pleasure of seeing Iron Maiden here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, about 2 years ago. Jeff's coming over, so I'm going to turn his mic up. There's some headphones right over here if you want to.
Hey, my friend.
There's some headphones right over there, Jeff, so you can hear him. But
no, Jeff's one of the owners here at Classic for our listeners.
He's the.
Well, he's the man anyway. He's the man whether he owns this place or not. So Jeff, come on up here and see what you can do here because. So we're getting the mics kind of set up and headphones and everything, cords going everywhere and all that. So now just real quick, did you see Stone Temple Pilots?
1 year's enough.
Oh, I love them. I've seen them plenty of times. The last time I saw them was here in Dallas.
Oh wow!
Last year.
Wow, man.
My friend Jeff, are you hearing?
What's up, Tony? How are you, man?
What's up, brother?
Oh, man, just staying
That's
busy.
my rock and roll guy there.
Yeah,
This guy's at a concert every other day, it seems
man, I
like.
still got like
Yeah,
10 or 15 more this
actually,
year.
I asked him, what's going to be next, before the media knows. He already knows everything.
Oh, is that right? Wow, Jeff. Wow, so you're quite the concert goer too. So
Oh, yeah.
So Jeff. Okay. So news. We want to get a news story. So who's your next concert, Jeff? What are you most looking forward to? Like coming right up.
Next concert next week is a band called Galactic Empire. They are a Star Wars. If you might have saw them on YouTube, they dressed up in Darth Vader and Stormtrooper and Boba Fett.
Oh, wow.
And they play theme music, so they're all like ridiculously sick, good musicians. They still kind of dress a little bit weird themed in the full outfits. I think Lucasfilm might have got onto them because they don't do the exact outfits anymore. But yeah, they're all like those crazy musicians that make you want to give up playing anything.
I hear you.
So, have you seen Iron Maiden?
No, I haven't. I've missed them when they've come around. If they do, I'll definitely make sure because I got to do that one.
Because I was going to ask Tony, so you hear rock opera gets thrown around a lot. But when me and my friend Jake Horsehide Cornwell, we got to go and see them here in Tulsa at the BOK, and it truly was it was a concert that I was so glad that I had seats to, because they play for almost 3 hours, and it really feels like a rock opera. Like I was like, oh, I get what that term means now, and the way Bruce Dickinson can still perform at that level. I mean, the whole band. It's just. Do you have that same feeling, Tony, about Iron Maiden?
Yeah. I mean, at his age, he's still performing, incredible.
And the fact that he flies Ed Force One around to all their destinations is crazy. I hear that if you're fortunate enough to get to the airport, like almost as many fans show up to get their picture taken in front of Ed Force One as they do to show up to see him play. So, who did you just go see with Jason? Who was that you guys just went and seen? Yeah.
That was a band called Blood Incantation. They're kind of a very unique metal band. Really, the only way to describe them is it's a big mixture of death metal, ambient, like soundtrack music, and Pink Floyd, all mixed into one. So it was quite the show.
So there's do you like Ghost?
Yeah, I don't like them as much as I did 10 years ago. I find the fans really annoying.
Yeah, well, and the reason why I ask is because there's a newer band on the scene, and I believe they're from England, and they're kind of like a mix of. Do you know who Sleep Token is?
Yeah.
And so that kind of reminds me of the Ghost. You don't know who we are, but they're not. A lot of people don't know who they are, but they're kind of when you said that ambient style, it's a weird mix of music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with that ambient, it's Tony might know the name, but remember the Goblin? They did a lot of soundtrack music back 60s, 70s to movies like Suspiria, The Keep. They're a European base. I can't remember what country off the top of my head. It might be Germany. So they were very big with just synthesizer music for soundtracks. Okay. They're still kind of around, but the main guy from that guested on the album. So there's tracks that are just kind of his stuff that just kind of tie it all in together. So that's.
So Jeff, I think the next time Tony comes up here and does an event, of course we'll be here. But you and him, you guys definitely, if you haven't already, you need to hear all the concerts that Tony has been to.
He's been to a lot. We've taught concerts for years.
Oh my
we just
gosh.
Unfortunately haven't been able to cross paths when I go down to Dallas, but I'm sure there'll be one or two more shows before the end of the year. They keep announcing stuff.
So Tony, I got to ask you, like I asked Jeff. So, is there anybody right now that you're looking forward to seeing, or that you desperately want to see, or that you're going to go see? Is there anybody kind of on your radar right now?
I already have in my schedule a lot of concert booked, from now all the way to December. And I have to go to the schedule because I'm like, Jeff, I don't know how many concerts I'm going to see from now to December. Right, Jeff?
Yeah. You have your wish list, and then you got to whittle it down.
I mean, the list is kind of, actually, I can check right here, while we're talking.
Okay.
To see what's my next concert.
And Tony,
in the meantime, you guys pick.
We may try to talk Jeff into jumping in with us. And we were telling Tony we may show up at the Zach Sabbath show down there in Arlington with him. So
Yeah, that'd be a good time, man.
yeah, I know they're playing here at the Tulsa Theater, but I
Yeah.
thought, man, it'd almost be worth the trip just to go and experience that concert with Tony.
Yeah,
that would be
absolutely.
we could smoke some great Stallone cigars.
It's
And
only if they have a smoking section.
yeah, well, I mean, we'd have to probably stop at the Stallone factory or something down there and smoke a bunch of Bucephalus. And Tony paid you a great compliment, Jeff. He said you guys have been friends forever, and you've believed in him since day one.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and that was a great compliment.
Well, I appreciate that. We love Tony up here, so.
Yeah, like I told before, Jeff has been, a great person, and after, since the day one we started a business relationship, and through the years we've become friends. Nothing to do with the business relationship. He has been a great guy and a great friend. One of those friends that I know is always there, even if we don't talk to each other maybe every day. But I know he's there for me, and I'm here for him. Whatever happens.
Yeah, we got a great relationship. Very much so. So, what?
And Mandrake Project from Bruce Dickinson is the next one that I'm going to see here in Dallas.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent.
that's awesome. That's his kind of his side band, I guess you would.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, we did lose Ozzy this past week. And I know that I'd seen. Did you watch any of the Back to the Beginning?
I just caught little clips of it on YouTube, so.
I think Tony said he watched all of it, right?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing since 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I got the online pass, and you were allowed to see kind of live, but it was 2 hours and a half delay from real time.
Okay.
Okay.
But I saw the whole thing, 12 hours straight. It was, I think it was a Sunday. Yeah. Sunday or Saturday, I remember here. But it was a full day of concert. Many bands showed it up and play their music, and then play one Sabbath song at the end. Like they used to play 3 or 4 songs and then one Sabbath song.
Excellent.
And then the next band,
When I was growing up, I got introduced heavily to Black Sabbath music through Anthrax, because Anthrax would always do Black Sabbath covers and things like that. So I have 2 more questions for you, Tony, or you, Jeff. You guys seen Anthrax or Motley Crue?
No. Anthrax, I was really a big fan of their middle years. I wasn't a big Belladonna fan, but I love the John Bush era, and I honestly, Stomp 442 is one of my favorite albums of all time, and that one just gets hated on. I don't know why, because it's full of great riffs.
Yeah.
Every song on that album is just a banger.
Yeah. Now, and I remember I had Among the Living on cassette. So that'll show you how far back I go. I had that on cassette, baby. So Tony, do you ever see Anthrax or Motley Crue?
Yes, I love Motley Crue, since my early days, childhood, and I've seen them, a lot of times live, and I've seen Anthrax as well. I love Scott Ian, and they have I love them, I love them.
Excellent. Yeah. So like what Charlie Benante is, the drummer is what he's doing, the Pantera now.
Yeah, with Zach.
Zach, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, what a super group, And so yeah, this
Charlie's the best musician of all of them too.
yeah.
Most people don't know he writes all their music and does all the guitar building too.
Oh wow!
Is that wow?
See, we learned something new here,
Yeah,
Justin.
Charlie's a hell of a guitarist.
Now I knew Charlie and some other person. They actually did a Zippo lighter a few years back, and like a collab. And I can't think who the other person was, but he even got into that. So I want to talk a little bit about Tony's cigar here, the broadleaf.
I hate to interrupt, but I got to get back up. I got to get my bartender back behind the bar. But Tony, great to see you, my friend. I'll let you know next time I'm heading your way.
Take care.
All right, man. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, man. Yeah. So I just want to talk about the broadleaf, and it's almost a medium full, but it's not. Again, it's layered, it's complex, like his other cigars. But this one has a little more spice to it, I think, and a little more earth than say the than the Azan, but not as much as the Bucephalus. This is just a great. In fact, I'm not sure that this isn't my first broadleaf, Tony. So I'm kind of experiencing this. I love the texture. I love the draw. We talked about the oiliness earlier, and things like that. So now, Sean. Now, how are you still hitting?
Yeah,
that,
I'm still on the Habano here.
So what are your thoughts?
It's great. I mean, I love a good Habano.
Lean into your mic a little more.
This is probably one of the better Habanos that I've had. I will say that I really love your San Andreas one. It's one that I don't know if I'm supposed to get all the chocolate notes and stuff that I do out of it, but it is one that I could almost do that in the Palomino. Could almost be a daily smoker. Those are like just great cigars. I've told everybody, and I was actually a guest on a pop culture podcast, and the guy was asking me, what should I pair with this and that? And I said, I'm going to be honest with you. You need to go just buy, if you've not smoked a lot of cigars, you need to just go buy a box of Palominos, and that needs to be your morning cigar every morning.
Oh,
because it is just... It's probably the best Connecticut you can get, Tony. And I'm not saying that I've told you that in person. I absolutely love your Palomino cigar. It's what a Connecticut cigar should be. It hits all the right notes. You got your creaminess, your butterness. You got some spice.
You so much.
It is just so good, brother.
So much. Yeah, actually the Palomino was one of the blends that gave me a little bit more work to make because I'm not a regular Connecticut guy.
Yeah.
I love the Connecticut wrapper, by itself. But when I say Connecticut guys, for all the brands I've been trying, the way they blend the Connecticut is not exactly the way I enjoy the Connecticut, because I cannot feel that emptiness of flavor that's kind of turned me off a cigar.
Right.
So
Amen, brother.
When I was blending the Connecticut, I want to blend something that carries flavor, that carries a little structure on the strength side, but not making those Connecticut smokers run away from a strong cigar. So it's not a strong cigar. It's a medium to mild, but carries that little bit more complexity. If you run it through the nose, you're going to feel just a little high tickling of little strength that it has, but it's not overpowering in the way that a regular Connecticut person is going to feel like overwhelmed because it's I've made blends of Connecticut that are a bomb of flavor and strength, for myself enjoy. But I really do enjoy the way the Palomino came out, because it's a cigar that I can smoke either in the morning after an espresso, or if I smoke too much in the day and I want to smoke my last cigar in the night, I enjoy too much smoking the Palomino. It's kind of leave you a very clean palate, very kind of toffee almonds, kind of like flavors. And it's the wrapper is from Connecticut, U.S. As same as the Zyno is from a broadleaf from Connecticut, not Pennsylvania broadleaf, which is very more peppery, different than the Connecticut from the real Connecticut area, the River Valley. So, and the broadleaf was one of the easiest blends for me, because just put there, what I love, only ligeros and visos, no secos, great aging, tobacco. The wrapper is a ligero itself, broadleaf, well fermented for over 20 months, and then aged for 5 years before rolling. And I'm a broadleaf lover. I can smoke that wrapper by itself in a little cigarillo, and it's awesome. So if you put some Nicaraguan goodness inside, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with any of the Stallone cigars. From start to finish, you can start at the Palomino, work your way all the way up to the Maduro. And your Mustang is a great little quick smoke cigar. I still keep one of those in the humidor when I need that quick little break cigar or something. The Mustang is a great little cigar to have. What is the Mustang? What wrapper is that?
The Mustang is a Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, which is very sweet. Forward, you feel that sweetness, in your lips, in your taste buds, and it has Nicaraguan filler and binder inside, and it has a little bit, just a little bit. One of the two binder is from Brazil.
Okay.
It's a cigar that's meant to be, a very budget-friendly cigar, but still, carry some enjoyment for, let's say, a seasoned smoker can try it and can say, "This is a little decent, good cigar, for the price, right?" It's like a medium to mellow in strength. I will say medium to right medium in body, but you get to know, and it's a very transitional flavor smoke from the time you light it to the time you end it up. You get to taste a lot of, different good flavors coming through, and that you can see that more reflected on the Rothschild. On the Rothschild, when you light up, you feel it really light and sweet, and then when you keep going through, you feel the body increase a little bit, right? But not in a way that a new smoker is gonna feel bad or nothing, So it's the most economical cigar from all productions, the Rothschild and the Short Toro from the Mustangs, and then the next one to it is the Pony, which is a Sumatra wrapper as well, but it has a little bit more strength on it because it has some Nicaraguan tobacco in and just one leaf of broadleaf from the plants, because we buy stock cut, the whole plant in Connecticut for the wrappers, and there's only 35 to 40% wrapper in there if you're lucky. So the rest is filler. So I use those filler for the Pony to give a little bit, something in there different, right? So in the scale of less to more, the Mustangs are the most, budget friendly, and the Ponies are another budget friendly with some, goodness inside as well, So yeah, when I did my building my portfolio, I'm thinking of all the possibility of smokers that are out there, right? So the daily smoker that they need something but adjust to a budget, and also the smoker that demands best top quality thing that they can afford to pay more for a cigar. Even though all across the line, my main goal, like you guys know, is to pay less what you're getting for.
Yeah.
So if you pay $10 for a Stallone cigar, I'll make you sure that you're smoking a $13 to $15 quality cigar. That's
Exactly.
my goal.
Yeah.
No.
That's my promise to the people.
And it's so true, because usually, I've said this before, I'm a big green gauge. I love the Gordo size, but today at the Habano, I actually went with the smaller ring gauge. I went with more of kind of the Robusto, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to get, I didn't pay much for it, but it smoked like probably what a $20 cigar would smoke. And I mean that as a big compliment. It's just, your cigars are just so fantastic. And if you have not smoked a Stallone cigar, you've got to do yourself a favor and get out there and get you one of each, because you're going to enjoy each and every one of them.
And again, for you pipe smokers, I cannot recommend the Bocephalus enough. It's of course, again, it's not pipe tobacco in that sense in a wrapper, but it has the Orientals. It has a lot of that kind of layered flavor, just like this broadleaf does. By the way, on the retrohale and the broadleaf, I do, Tony, I do get like that kind of leafy sweetness on the retrohale, and it's just fantastic. It's just a really, again, a flavorful smoke, but it's like Sean said, it's not going to knock you on your keister.
Yep.
It's just going to treat you right.
Yeah, and they're just
Thank you so much.
Again, the San Andreas is one I've been smoking a lot. That and the Palomino, and so if I had to read, then the Bocephalus. If you can get those three, you're gonna be thankful that you did, because they're just such great cigars. And like I said, one of the Bocephalus is probably my top cigar of 2025 so far.
So Tony, so I asked you about future concerts. So do we have any? Do you have any kind of cigars you want to talk about that may be on the horizon for Stallone?
Yes, the next cigar that is coming is it's going to be named Nelson, which was the name of one of the two great battle horse of George Washington.
Oh, okay.
To follow up the War Horse series, the War Horse series consists of horses, cigar named after horses that were war horses, recognized in the history. Like the first one was the oldest one that I picked, the one with Cephalus, Alexander the Great Horse. And the next one that is following is Nelson, was one of the two battle horses of George Washington that he trusts most in the battlefield. And George Washington, he planted tobacco himself, before going into the politics and everything. He planted in Virginia, North Virginia.
Oh,
he
wow.
had tobacco plantations.
Oh wow!
So that cigar is going to carry some leaf from that. It's carrying some leaf from that area as well.
Okay, excellent.
So every war horse is going to have a little or some leaf from the original territory of that person in the history, right? So going back to the Bocephalus, we got a little North Macedonian tobacco in it with Nicaraguan tobacco.
Love it.
In the filler. Going to the Nelson, which is George Washington horse, we're going to have some little Virginia tobacco from Virginia.
Oh wow!
Just a little bit with Nicaraguan tobacco. So that's a new thing on the horizon. The release day is going to be around the end of the year. We're still waiting on the boxes, which is a long process. The cigars are ready and aged for 2 years, and we're waiting a few details, to be able to have a release date.
Wow, that is so. You guys heard it here first.
That's right.
That's what's going to be coming down the pipe.
That's right. So be on the lookout for Nelson from Stallone Cigars. Oh my gosh, yeah,
I got so excited hearing that, man.
Yeah, I tell you what, man. Yeah, I'm just absolutely again blown away by all the Stallone. Every one of them I have is just they are just great. And again, I always stress that a lot of you out there. So I come from a primarily pipe smoking background, and so my palate is a little bit different than seasoned cigar smokers. So definitely an adventure for either the pipe smoker or the seasoned cigar smoker. I mean, this is all for me. A lot of this is really uncharted territory. I've not had cigars like this, and so I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you guys. Have that sense of you telling what you guys feel about our products, and giving this word of mouth is the most powerful thing, because you can be in the most expensive magazine, in the most expensive publicity, advertisement company, whatever you want to call it. But the most powerful way of getting the word out is, speaking about it, recommending the product.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful with you guys that have been, very supportive to the brand, and becoming friends ourselves. For me, it's a really asset to have you guys as my circle of friends. I mean, it's incredible.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so when can we? And I know it's hard to say. Any chance we, when you might be coming back to Tulsa?
Yeah, I gotta get in contact with Jeff to see if we're gonna put another event, and we can take the opportunity to meet each other, or we can do another private podcast all together.
Oh, yeah.
Record
that'd be awesome.
record it, and we can arrange good about. I can take some leaves for myself and make you guys try the wrapper by itself. And,
Ooh,
and we can
yeah.
do something very cool, informative to the customers
Yeah.
or the people that is hearing the podcast and, hear, the different experience,
Yeah, because I've got to tell you, Tony, I'm not going to mention anybody, but we have had several other boutique cigar people reach out to us, and we've tried their cigars. And I'm not, again, this is not something I'm saying just because you're on here with us, but there have been several times that we've smoked some decent cigars. And Justin will say to me, he'll say, they're not Stallones. Like they just they don't measure up to what Tony's doing.
Right.
And so you've kind of set the bar high.
Yeah.
For these
and we are
other
sincere
boutique.
when we say that because a lot of times this is for me, particularly for the boutique lines, Stallone has set the standard.
Yeah, I mean, I smoked one that was, we smoked one that was one that it wasn't one that we did a podcast on. It was one that we were sent, and it was a good boutique cigar. Price point was much higher than what yours are at, and it didn't meet the standard. So we've kind of set the Stallone standard is what we're going to call it. That's how we kind of measure. Do these cigars measure up to what Tony's doing? And we've had some that are up there, but it's few and far between because you make such a quality cigar. It's not going to break your wallet. And like you said, I mean, you could smoke a Palomino every morning, and there's cigars out there that you're going to pay for one cigar what you're going to pay for 3 of the Palominos.
Thank you so much, Kai. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Your opinion is very valuable for me, because one thing that I know is you guys are true honest to the bone. We're kind of the same people, right?
Yeah.
I don't like to say lies, never in my life, to nobody, because since I was raising up, my dad was kind of military mind, right? So no lies, no shit, no this, no that. So that's the way I treat my customers because they're not my customer. They're friends because I set business thinking as a customer.
Yeah.
Why do I want to get when I walk into a humidor? Okay, if I'm a full body smoker, I want a full body smoke that I can pay and I can feel that cigar is worthy of the money I pay, or maybe even more, but I'm paying a little less, or whatever the reason is. If you start in smoking, and you have a bad experience with other cigars, and you came across to a Stallone and you pick up some, Mustangs or whatever, then you say, hey, I paid $4 or $5 for this cigar. I enjoy the flavor. I think I'm gonna go back to get more cigars or try another cigars. That's great, because it's good for the industry, right? So,
right.
The only recipe I've put into this is obviously, putting aside my experience as a third generation tobacco growers, and but the main ingredient is the passion and the love that I feel for the leaf and for the people of the leaf, right? I feel a deep respect for the person who is picking up that cigar from the humidor. I feel like I have to give them the best I can. It's not a money thing, because if I was doing this for money, I wouldn't doing this. This is very risky business.
Right. Right.
And you have to risk a lot. You have to risk even your reputation, because even if you have a great cigar, and then the company goes down for any reason, your reputation goes down because people is not going to talk good things about it.
Right.
So I put all those things aside and just focus on my passion and the love that I have for the leaf and for the people of the leaf.
And so, and you do all that, and I say that, and I wish I would have paid Jeff this compliment while he was down here. But even when you walk into their humidor here, like he has Stallone placed in, I almost think the perfect spot, because obviously you walk past a couple of your bigger name cigars, but then you've got Stallone right there, and I think that's where they need to be, because they measure with the big boys. You've got your major brands, but then when it comes to boutique lines, I'm not just, because me and Justin, we're not the podcast that's going to tell you, oh, we're going to give the Palomino a 92 rating. I don't know a hell enough to be able to tell you that. I'm going to tell you if it's a good cigar or not. Are you going to enjoy it? Is it going to, are you going to get the notes that you should get out of it? And with Stallone, I can say without even batting an eye, you're going to enjoy the cigar. And that's why I say when we have people that come on the podcast like Jay, we send them a Stallone cigar as a thank you, because we think that much of your cigars. We think that your everyday cigar or pipe smoker, you're going to enjoy this cigar.
Right. Now, I also go ahead.
Yeah, that's very important what you say. We have so many ratings, by several magazines, several, people, even Cigar Aficionado rate cigars, many times. They gave us a good rating in the Corojo, great rating in the San Andres, great rating in the Maduro Gordo. I think it was top 5 in one of those months.
Wow.
Great rating on the Clydesdale, and Cigar Magazine, Cigar Spirit Magazine have given us, great ratings on almost all the lines and the other magazines as well. But at the end, that's the opinion of maybe 1 or 2 men smoking the cigars.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the credibility. They're very, great companies. I'm not going to say nothing bad against them, but they're not the mass.
Yeah.
So the real rating, that's what you never, I barely post a rating. I got a rating of my cigars every month by somebody, but I barely post them, because that's the opinion. When it's a massive opinion, for example, when we won Cigar of the Year by votation 2 times in a row by OGT Society, that was opinion of the whole clientele.
Wow. Yeah.
They
wow.
can vote online, and that's why I put it in my social media. But when I get a rating from one magazine, from one guy to try it, that's his palate. He might enjoy a lot of the cigar, but maybe another guy doesn't. So I try to make public what the regular people are saying. People that have no attachment to money, to contracts, to anything. So they just like the cigar, they buy, and they like it. And they maybe don't have a rating system, like you say, you whether like it or not, that's perfectly, because that putting the points, 92, 93, 95, is a way, to set up, the winner and then the closest thing. But as a real smoker, you just say, this is a great cigar for me.
Right.
You never say,
Yeah.
this is a 92 cigar for
Right.
me. This is a 95 cigar for me. I mean, it's very rare somebody speaking point when we're talking real people, right?
Right.
So that's the main reason, the true opinion is about the mass, the people, that's the true opinion
And it's
of
just
our product.
And it's and to even follow that up, I was talking to Rob. He does Sticks at the Shore. You've been on his YouTube channel, and he does the Lounge Life podcast with our friend Alan Wolf. And he was messaging me about something, and I said, "Yeah, we're getting to talk to Tony again today." And first he was jealous because he loves you too, but he after telling me, and oh man, how great of a guy is Tony, and this and that, he said, "But damn, dude, does he not make some great cigars?" And I mean, and that's what it's all about, right? Like you said, we're not sitting there going, "Oh, well, this one's a 92." No, it's this. Tony makes some damn good cigars, and you need to smoke them. That's what it's all about. And this is people we're from Oklahoma. Rob's up in Jersey or wherever it is he is, and it's the same thing. Stallone makes good quality cigars that you're going to enjoy.
Thank you so much, Kai. I really appreciate because I know you guys are honest from the bottom of your heart.
Oh yeah.
You guys doesn't have to be polite with nobody, because that's the main goal of your show, is expose whatever you guys really feel to the people that are here to this podcast.
Right, right, and I do think that's why a lot of people listen to us, because we're just an opinion of two knuckleheads from Tulsa, and they. So I didn't want to let this go by, because this was supposed to be my birthday episode, but we had technical difficulties.
Oh yeah.
So I'm glad we got it.
Happy belated birthday, brother.
So
Yeah, happy birthday, bro.
hey man, appreciate it. So I wanted to acknowledge Sean here. So we've been, if you listen to our previous episodes, a couple of them, we've talked about torch versus yellow flame, soft flame. And so Sean got me the Vertigo double agent.
I'm gonna show it to her.
Yeah. So he's going to show that to you, and because we have the computer with the thing open there. So, but it does the torch on top and the yellow flame on the side, like for a pipe. And and I got to tell you, sometimes I love the torch to get it started, and then sometimes I'll hit it up with the soft flame, to kind of, get some little edges I missed or whatever. And, we were having this debate, like a yellow versus torch. And I have recently decided it's both. And I love having both lighters, both flames on one. And the nice thing about it, about the Vertigo double agent, is that you can adjust both flames.
Yes.
The torch you can have as high as you want or as low, and the yellow you can have as high as you want or the low, and so you have total control of that. So I just wanted to publicly thank Sean for grabbing one of those there for me there, and all that. So it was just, it was a great birthday, and it's still my birthday month, so I'm glad you were on with us. So now, Tony, now you mentioned your social media. So where can people find you?
Social media, we're at Stallone Cigars, with the same link. You can get the Instagram, the Facebook account, just at Stallone Cigars.
Okay.
And the website is StalloneCigars.com. So it's very easy to find us.
Yep.
Just, we got Instagram, we got Facebook, and the website.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, we want people to get in touch with you, or like Jay Furman did, go down to your local brick and mortar and just grab you a few Stallone cigars. You absolutely will not be sorry. You will not be. You won't regret that at all. And you can take the word of two knuckleheads from Tulsa.
That's right. And if your local brick and mortar is not carrying Stallone, you should definitely request that they pick up some and get them in that humidor, because people are going to enjoy them. And not just because Tony's a great guy, but he really does. He makes a fantastic cigar. And don't worry, folks. Now we are, and Tony, this is to you too. We're gonna be looking for when that pipe tobacco hits. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I just can't wait to see what you're gonna do with genuine pipe tobacco for all my brothers of the briar, or my corncob brothers, or whatever you say. Definitely looking forward to that. Yeah,
Sure.
And Jay even said, he said, man, when you're talking to Tony, you tell him I want to be on that list of the first people that get to try that pipe tobacco. And I said, yeah, man, Jay, we're definitely going to do that, because I mean, again, they're just honest. Him and Bo, they're just honest, and they know their stuff. And by that I mean they know if something's good or not. But they're even going to be honest with you, and they're going to say, I may tell you that I didn't particularly care for this blend or whatever, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try it, because all of our palates are different. And that's why you don't look at Cigar Aficionado and go, oh, well, this cigar only got a 90. I don't know that I'm good. No, if you see a cigar, try it. If you think you're going to like it, try it, because the magazine, or me and Justin, we're not going to be able to tell you if you like it or not, And
we don't have your palate.
That's 100% true, and ask your tobacconist, for example, there you got a great tobacconist, was it Jeff, which is not attached to any result of the countertop register. He's attached of you getting the right experience, you know,
Yes,
because
right.
it's one of those people who's very honest. So when you speak to him and say, hey, I like cigars in this way and that way, or I'm new, what do you recommend me? So his recommendations are going to be very accurate, and most likely they're going to be the best choice for you, you know.
Yep.
So definitely, you know, asking your local tobacconist, or maybe go online if you like to buy cigars online and look all the reviews and all, and get your conclusion about a little profile based on different opinions, right? Because what I can feel is slightly different or beyond what other people can feel in their perception of flavors, you know. But anyways, you know, that's the best recommendation.
Yeah.
Definitely. So again, hey, we definitely want to thank you for coming on with it and talk about all the concerts. And so now you said what? Now you said you saw Metallica like 10 or 11 times.
Yeah.
So did you see them during when Jeff Burton was their bassist?
Cliff Burton.
Cliff
No,
Burton. I'm
no.
sorry. Oh, you did
No,
not. Okay.
I didn't. I never watched him with Cliff.
Okay. And now, okay, so I got to ask, a lot of my pipe smoking nerd type friends are going to want to know, have you ever seen Rush?
Rush?
Yes.
Yeah. I saw them in my early days. You know,
Oh, wow.
like I told you, I love Dream Theater. Dream Theater kind of modern Rush, right?
Yeah.
Something, you know, progressive rock. You know, I really enjoy that kind of music. When I'm, for example, I want to focus on one task, but myself, I listen to Rush, I listen to Dream Theater, you know, those kind of music. When I'm blending, I listen to those kind of music that kind of stimulate my mind, right?
Right.
Beyond, because if I listen, give me a lot of adrenaline rush, like Metallica, or, you know, maybe Iron Maiden, that I start singing the songs, I get a little distracted.
Yeah, and I heard I was listening to something the other day, and someone brought up, they said that you know, Geddy and their guitar player from Rush, the name escapes me, but
Alex,
that's it. They said if they wanted to try a Rush kind of reunion, they should get Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater to be their drummer. That would be like, because he looked up to Neil Peart so much that would almost be like the perfect drummer for them to have.
So
or Tool drummer, bro.
Oh yeah.
Tool drummer, Chad, he's a beast.
Now have you seen Tool?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
I saw them a long time ago, and you know, I love all Tool Instagrams, but you know, this guy, the drummer, is something insane.
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, there's a program for you old drummers watching or hearing this. There's Drumeo on YouTube, and you can see Mike Portnoy was challenged to play a Tool song, and it took him like 5+ hours to make that song.
Oh man!
Wow!
So
and he's a god of the drums.
Oh, for sure. So let me throw some new names at you particularly for the progressive rock, like Arch Echo or Meniscus. That's some names. They primarily do like instrumental metal, but it's real. You know, it's prog. It's really prog. So Arch Echo, Nemesis. If These Trees Could Talk. That's some guys I've been really jamming to as of late. So they might be good for your blending time. Arch Echo or Meniscus.
Thank you. Sometimes I listen to classical music, you know, as well.
Yeah.
I love a lot Paco de Lucia, you know, the guitar player from flamenco. I listen a lot to Paco de Lucia as a guitar player.
Okay.
It complements me a lot, you know, very different from rock, but those kind of music that are kind of complex is what I like to hear when I want to do, you know, create something new.
Right, definitely. So, okay, well, thanks for that. It definitely, as our classical music fans out there, they'll have to start getting on Apple Music and doing a search for him, and you know, little flamenco guitar there.
And Mammoth, I love Woofy's band, Mammoth from Woofy Van Halen.
Yeah,
man, and that guy, I was watching a drum session he did on YouTube, and man, that guy, he got the best of both worlds. He got his dad's, and then he also got his uncle's drumming abilities. I'm like, man, I'm jealous, Wolfie.
Yeah, no, he plays every instrument. He used to play bass for Eddie, you know,
yeah,
in the late days. And I saw Mammoth, 2 or 3 times already. They were opening to Alter Bridge, which is one of my favorites, modern rock music.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
And Creed, and yes, they opened for them. And I saw, and the guy, he can play keyboards perfectly. He can play drums really good, and he can play obviously, great guitarist and bass, everything. He recorded a lot of songs by himself, all the instruments.
Yeah, I think that first album was all him. He did the whole. It's kind of like when Dave Grohl did the first Foo Fighters album. Dave did every instrument, and it's just like, I'm like, come on, guys, man, send me just a little. I just want as much talent as you have in your pinky. Send it my way.
So have you ever seen Foo Fighters?
Yeah, I saw them a long time ago when I was really young. But to be honest, I was more like a Nirvana fan than Foo Fighters. I love Foo Fighters, the first albums, but after that, they kind of changed a little bit another direction. So I like the early stuff of Foo Fighters.
Okay, gotcha.
Which is close to Nirvana.
Yeah. Well. True to what I thought. See, you have blown away the hot '80s blonde and Sean.
That's right.
So Concert Smoke 2 is right here, and Stallone. He just came in and just took the title.
That's right.
Without so much as a pinfall or anything. He just came in and took the title. So definitely, hey, we appreciate you again, Tony, for being on here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just want a quick bit. To all the Aussies fans, I'm really, very sad for his passing, but at the same time, I'm really happy the way he lived this world.
Yes.
Because he got the time to say goodbye, to give a great concert. He donated $180-something million from the concert for the poor people, and he auctioned all his guitars, his stuff, his hats, whatever he had, and donated to the cancer, research before passing away. I mean, that's a true human being.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a big heart. That's a big soul that came to give us, a lot. It's more the thing that he gave than the thing that he, got for himself. He was a kind of missionary in this earth and brought us, the genre of music that we love. And on top of that, he said goodbye with the best he could,
Yeah,
even he stopped painkillers to go to the concert, and he wasn't paying.
Yeah.
He didn't have the need to do that, but he did it. So I just want to send my condolences to everyone. That it's hard feel for this, departure, but he's really now enjoying, the rest, the peace in all the good things he did in this world.
And I heard, I can't remember who said it, but I would love to give them credit, but they said how ironic it is that a man whose nickname was the Prince of Darkness brought so much joy to so many people.
Yeah.
And all I can hope. I can only hope he's somewhere with Randy Rhoads. Kind of going over some old stuff. Can you imagine?
Yeah, and I saw a picture. He holding a different beard, and then God telling no because like the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and he's got a bunch of musicians up there. I didn't know that Zach and Lemmy actually helped write "Mama, I'm Coming Home." I didn't know that they were.
Yeah,
two,
Zach,
I didn't know
Zach make the guitar rig mix. I mean the music of that song.
Yeah.
So I have to ask now. That brings it. So have you seen Motorhead?
Yep.
My gosh.
I saw Motorhead early days.
Wow. I mean, see, guys, man, if you've heard of now, and you've seen Slayer, right?
Yeah, Slayer, Pantera before Dime, passed away, and before Vinny, Pantera. Actually, Pantera was from really close here. I'm in Forward, and they were from Arlington, Texas. I've been to their cemetery and put some cigars lighted there for them.
Oh wow,
Wow.
that's excellent, man. Wow. So
I know they didn't smoke cigars, but anyways,
Yeah.
it's my connection with them.
yeah, exactly. Wow, man. I mean, just the amount of music you've been witness to over the years. I mean, it's mind-boggling to think you've been to all those concerts and seen all those people, because I mean, you can hear the record, you can hear the CD or the stream, but there's just something about that live performance, is just a whole new level. And to think you've seen all those greats all those years, it's just fantastic.
Well, Tony, I've got to say thank you so much for being our guest on our 50th episode, and I apologize about the technical difficulties last week. And as soon as early on when we were talking about Justin's birthday, he said the only thing I want is to sit down with Mr. Tony Barrios, talk cigars, talk music. That's all I want for my birthday.
That's right.
And it just
I got
happened
it.
to coincide with being our 50th episode. And so thank you
again.
so much for your friendship. And thank you so much for gracing us on the podcast again, because this has just been an incredible hour and a half with you. And we can't thank you enough for sticking with us through all these technical difficulties. And we appreciate you so much, brother.
No worry, brother. You guys have nothing to thank. It's my honor, my pleasure to be here, sharing, some of what I most like to share is my passion for tobacco and for rock music, and, enjoying this great conversation with you guys. And so the interesting question that can help a lot of people, down the road with the cigars. And I'm more than happy to be here, and very humble. I say, thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome, and we'll have to do this again. No, probably we'll want to do it when that pipe tobacco comes out. We may have to have you back on to talk about that, because I know a lot of pipe smokers are once they heard you were coming out with a pipe tobacco, they have been waiting very, very patiently.
Yes, on the edge of their seat. And now we've got the Nelson to look forward to.
And the Nelson.
I mean,
oh my God.
Tony, look, you just gave me goosebumps just thinking about it. And so, so everybody at Stallone Cigars, Instagram, Facebook, great Facebook page, great Instagram page, very interactive. They're not one of those cigar companies that just ignore you. The people, and I know Tony gets on there, and it's just great interacting with him on all the social medias. And so, Justin, what do you got before we get out of here?
Well, again, I just want to thank Tony for all that, and we have some bigger episodes. We have some big episodes coming up. Be on the lookout for Blind Smoke, where Sean and I both will smoke blindfolded. That's going to be a YouTube exclusive if we can pull it off. We have a lot of. We're going to do our post SummerSlam episode with Bo. So, Bo, that might be news to you, so get ready. But we want to do a post-SummerSlam, and we'll talk more about the Hulkster and all that then. And so, Sean, by the way, don't forget to promote our social media.
That's right. You can find us at Smoking Sounds Pod on Instagram, Facebook. We've got an X account and a Tiki-Taki account. We don't use those as much, but we're there, and this has just been great. We've got to do at a great lounge, Classic Cigars here in Tulsa.
Cigars, yeah.
We got to be joined by Jeff, who not only is a great tobacconist, but also a proud new member of the board of the PCA. And most importantly, we got to kind of celebrate your post-birthday with Mr. Tony Barrios.
Thank you, sir.
So, Tony, that's going to be a wrap on this episode of Smoking Sounds. I do have to say a big special thank you to Shootin Doubles Hat Company, Life's Better with Whiskey, and the Honky Tonk hair machine, the beard oil from Hardcore Grooming Products. Thank you so much to those guys for bringing this 50th episode, and most importantly, thank you to Stallone Cigars and Mr. Tony Barrios. So that's a wrap on this episode of Smoking Sounds. We hope you enjoyed the blend of music and cigars and tobacco that we provided. So, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a beat
or a draw.
And again, make sure you subscribe or follow us at Smoking Sounds Pod. And you know what? I forgot the rest, but let's make sure you keep those cigars lit and the sounds
smoking.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time on Smoking Sounds.